entity or one platform going to talk to another. Same way, as I was giving an example earlier, is it possible that you can go into ICICI Bank, put down an SBI check and say, I will not get money? Is it possible? Why? Because in the back end, banks are also talking to each other. Yes? Exactly. So now, think of this from your idea generation perspective. There is something called, as I said, open networks, right? How many of you read or heard about something called open networks? Have you heard of something called ABDM, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission? Anybody's heard? Okay, you guys have heard of UPI, right? That is an open network of sorts. Because you are able to send money from your phone or from your system to another bank. And all under 5 seconds. Right? It's not because the two banks are connected, but it is because they are all following a simple protocol called the UPI protocol. Now, how this works is something called unbundled and interoperable. Now, the reason I'm actually walking you through this is because one of the questions asked was, how do we come up with ideas? I'm going to give you a framework to think about on how your ideas can multiply. Not just come up with one idea, but come up with multiple ideas and not have to worry about what happens next. Okay? So, in a standard platform world, put your hands together. Right? Your right hand side is where your sellers have contractual obligations. Your left side is your buyer side. So the left side is where you would have gone to go and buy things like a mug or glasses or coffee. I like coffee. That's why. You could go to Amazon and you go to the buy side and say you want coffee. In a standard platform, that request will literally go through their own interoperable or their own closed loop system, go to the right side, which is where their sellers have contractual obligations. Okay? And that request is then sent over to the left side. That is what you see. Now, what has anybody ever set up a little store or something on Amazon or a Flipkart or something? No? Okay. Now, if you were, you would have to deal with a lot of paperwork. There are certain things called terms and conditions, there are margins, etc. Right? Do you know what are some of the margins that some of the platforms will take from you for you selling your product? Yes. There's a Bloomberg article which came out yesterday. Anybody's read that Bloomberg article? It can be up to 50%. Okay, so you're trying to sell a product and it is 50%. That you have to pay somebody so that you have access to a customer. Now, in an unbundled environment, take your left hand and your right hand, put it separately. Okay? What if I turn around and say that each of you are now going to be able to go to the left side, which is now Paytm, or PhonePe, or Kotak Bank, or Airtel application. Right? And on that system, you are now going to put in a request and say, I'm looking for a watch, or food, or groceries. That request is now sent to an ONDC gateway, from where it is now sent to various seller-side applications. So you as a customer are not now having to go to multiple platforms to check the price. But your request has now gone to various other sites where they are all responding back to your request and sending you back prices. Yes? That request is completed, as in you put in the money, you said, yes, I'm paying Paytm or I'm paying Airtel. Airtel will now make sure that that delivery is completed back to you. Everything is digital now. That contract that was signed between buyer application, which is Airtel, and on the other side, let's say it was Go Frugal, is digital. And it is happening in milliseconds. Okay? On the other side, as a seller, or go frugal on the right side, that person now no longer has to worry about how will I go get customers. In a standard platform world, what do you have to do? You have to have a product, you have to have a sales and distribution mechanism, you need to sell that product to customers. Is it possible for everyone to constantly keep spending so much money and trying to get all of that? Yes? No? Why? But at the same point in time, you might be very good at talking to customers and saying, yes, I will get you the best service possible. On the other side of it, if you're a seller, you might be really good at turning around and saying, I'm going to get you the maximum customers, but I don't have any customers right now. Will sellers come to you? Example, you could turn around and be the seller aggregator of all the shops in Sarojini Nagar. How many of you have been to Sarojini Nagar? Okay, now I turn around and say, you want to say that I'm going to sell all the clothes that are possible in Sarojini Nagar. So you've gone and found, and you've gone and onboarded all of the different customers in Sarojini Nagar. Right? Somebody on this side says, you know what? I will open up I will allow all the students in Hamdard University to be able to find stuff. You went out, got the sellers, you don't have to worry about getting customers. The customer acquisition is now somebody else's problem. Okay? So from an unbundled and interoperable world, think about doing what you think is best. But let the other parts of it be thought of and managed by somebody else. Okay? So, what are you good at? Sir, red check shirt. What are you good at? Okay? So, a business idea for you could very well be selling sports equipment. Yeah? Are you also good at talking to people and saying, come buy from me?
I'm not good at talking, but I can manage.
There you go. Right? So, you. What are you good at? Okay, so you can join him. Yes? Okay. Ma'am. Okay, so as a writer, you could also turn around and say, I will sell my writing services. And I will create content for you. Like in a gig economy, right? Like if you're looking at Fiverr or you're looking at, what is the other one? There are the gig economy components to it where you say, you know what, I'll write words to you, or I'll write a paragraph to you, or I'll write a descriptor for you, which can then be sold.
Like what bad?
Something like that. Right? You could turn around and say, I will write an article on balloons. And whoever is a seller of balloons will take that up. Create content. Yes? Now, from another perspective, once you've got that part of it sorted out, right? You know what is it that you're doing. Whether you're doing the seller acquisition or you're doing the customer acquisition, whichever side. Then you have a different probability using an ONDC type of a network, because now you can go to a VC and say, this is what I've already done. Don't just go with an idea. Generally, they will shoot you down and say, ideas are plenty. First, show me what have you done. So you've done what is best for you, and you've locked into an ONDC type of a network. Now you're going to the VC and saying, give me money for this. I want to expand this. And not having to worry about how will I get customers. Or if you have hundreds of customers, you're saying, I'm locking into this. I'm going to continuously get more and more customers, and I'll be able to provide them with products over the network. To give you another example, how many of you have bought saris, whether for yourselves or for family members? You have, right? Do you go down to like a Nali sari or something to buy saris? Expensive. Yes? But what if over the network, I was turning around and saying, I can connect you directly to that particular product. How do I get that money back also? That is where the what ONDC has also defined out is something called the RSP model, the recon service model, which means that money is collected, put inside of a nodal-like account. How many of you here are working in finance or studying towards specialization in finance? Anybody here trying to specialize in finance?
Well, some of the students are BB graduates, so right now they don't have a specialization categories.
Okay.
That's why right now they are not.
Okay. So think about types. So banking, when people say, oh, finance is a vast field. Finance is not just banking. Finance is not just stocks. Finance is not just insurance. Finance is not just financial instruments. Okay? In banking also, there are various types of bank account types. One of those is nodal. It's called a nodal account. Current account, saving account, etc. to the ones that you already know. So in the RSP framework, the recon service provider model, the money is actually collected inside of an RSP, inside of the nodal account. From there, depending on the settlement advice that is created, that money is moved from one account to a different account. Okay? So, think about that. Once the money is figured out, if there is a problem, how do we figure it out? You ordered something from any of the platforms and the product came to you broken. What do you do with that? How do you return it? Through the app or customer care? They say we will not return it. Then what do you do? Does it work? I heard maybe and I heard sometimes. What if I turn around to you and say that ONDC has actually figured out a schema again called IGM, which is Issue and Grievance Management, where you will reach out and now it is your interfacing application. If you're the customer, you go to the buyer application. So that means that if you're the customer, you're going to go to Airtel and say, I have a problem. Airtel will try and give you the best service. Okay? So, if there is an issue, it goes through issue to grievance to a dispute. And if across all of these three major buckets it is not resolved, that is when it becomes a court case. Remember, you go to court, things might take long, right? We're trying to escalate it. So, what is important when you're trying to sell a product or a service? For an idea, you need to have a product or a service that you will sell, right? You need a product. Team. What else? Community of? We'll come to funds later. Quality. You need quality. You need a quality of a particular product. Right? Now that does not mean that everything has to be like top notch. I mean, जब आप चाय पीने जाते हो तो आपको चाय वो पटरी पे भी मिलती है 5 रुपए की 10 रुपए की वो आपको आपके 2 स्टार होटल में भी मिलती है 100 रुपए की और आप 5 स्टार होटल में जाओगे वहाँ पर आपको 500 रुपए की मिलेगी ठीक है कॉफी सब में सेम है सिर्फ एक जगह पे वो आपको एक सफेद सी प्लेट में लेके आता है ग्लव्स पहन के दूसरे में वो आपको एक छोटे से कप में दे देता है जिसका मतलब ये है कि अगर आपने 5 स्टार होटल में आपने जाके बोला मेरे को ये कॉफी नहीं चाहिए the guy will quietly take it away and he'll bring you a different cup. But you go onto the patri and say मेरे को ये कॉफी नहीं अच्छी लगी बोलेगा सब यही है मेरे पास right? So quality is dependent on your target segment. ठीक है? So we got that right. You got product, you got your team, you have the quality associated to the target segment you're looking at, and experience is fine. Platform मतलब positioning तो आपने अपना segment में कर लिया ना किसके पास आप बेच रहे हो, क्या बेच रहे हो? चैनल.
Depending on B2C, B2C and all, business to business, direct to customer.
Yeah, you can have B2B, B2B to C, you can have D2C, B2G, you can have any. That is again dependent on your target segment. And how will you manage money? No, investment is not necessary for everything. You can bootstrap it. You can figure out how to get money yourself. You can very well go pick up a summer job and put that money towards your business. It's possible. You don't have to go and look for investment for everything. नहीं तो पापा भी ना थोड़ा सा ही पैसा देंगे, उसके आगे नहीं देंगे. Right? And what else? फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी तो होएगी ना. वो तो जैसे जरीफ साहब ने बोला था, जितना पैसा आया वो किस भाव पे आया, कि क्यों आया, कितना देर के लिए आपके पास रहा, वो सब तो आपको पता होना ही पड़ेगा. But that is where you want to learn that in school. Right? Generally speaking, मोटा मोटा आपके जेब में आपके आउटफ्लो से ज्यादा आना चाहिए. It's called cash flows. ठीक है? तब यहाँ तक ये हो गया, आपके पास प्रोडक्ट हो गया, चैनल हो गया, कस्टमर हो गया, और आपको क्या चाहिए? You need some form of service. Service is defined by issue and grievances and money flow. As long as you figure these out, you're good to go. Okay? Now, why do you need money? And how much money do you need? Anybody's got an idea that you want to discuss? Yes? No?
For the product.
Sorry?
For the product.
Sure. Pick a product. Let's talk. Pick a product, any product. What do you like? Ice cream?
Project.
Ice cream? Okay. So tell me about ice cream. You want to sell ice cream. What do you, and you're saying that that is a new product you want to do, right? And I'm going to throw in ONDC as a network because I work for ONDC, so I will obviously do ONDC. Right? You're the manufacturer of an ice cream. So what do you need money for? Machinery, packaging, material which is यार आपने रॉ मटेरियल आप फाइनली किसी ने बोला, ठीक है, दूध चाहिए आपको, चीनी चाहिए, वो सब और एडिटिव्स चाहिए, अब उसके बिना आपने मशीन तो लगा ली, पर आपने प्रोडक्ट तो बनाया नहीं अभी तक. रेसिपी के लिए आपको पैसा नहीं चाहिए. Yes, exactly. So that you will go to YouTube and you will try out various options and figure out which one is working best. Yes? हो गया? ठीक है. Now we have a product. पर उसके लिए अभी तक मेरे को आप ये बताओ, आपको मशीनरी के लिए पैसा चाहिए था. लेबर के लिए चाहिए. पैकेजिंग के लिए चाहिए. ठीक है. Okay. So now let me stop. Question. आप किसको बेच रहे हो? कस्टमर कौन है? कहाँ है? Around us. तो आपको मार्केटिंग की क्या जरूरत है?
We make them to buy ice cream.
How?
Buy take marketing.
Okay. So let's start like this. इस रूम के अंदर जो लोग हैं वो आपके कस्टमर हैं. ठीक है? आपको यहाँ पे मार्केटिंग के लिए क्या चाहिए? प्रोडक्ट चाहिए ना? तो उसके लिए आपको मशीनरी भी चाहिए क्या? नहीं चाहिए. मतलब मैसिव मशीनरी नहीं चाहिए, छोटी सी मशीनरी चाहिए. ठीक है, वो एज सर बोल रहे थे, शायद पापा जी थोड़ा सा पैसा दे देंगे उसके लिए. राइट? ठीक है. और मार्केटिंग के लिए क्या चाहिए पैसा? मैन पावर क्या चाहिए? सॉरी, शॉर्ट्स बताओ सैंपल हाँ तो ठीक है ना वो तो आ गया ना वो आप समर जॉब करो कोई जॉब करो आप सिर्फ दिन में आइसक्रीम बनाओ शाम को और जाके अगले दिन सैंपल्स दो you have to realize that entrepreneurship is not an easy game okay अगर आपको लगता है कि कोई आपको पहले से $1 मिलियन का चेक लिख के दे देगा कि हाँ जी जाइए प्लीज जरा आप पूरी एक आइसक्रीम बना के लेके आइए तब आप बात करेंगे वो तो नहीं होएगा जब तक आपने वो आइसक्रीम नहीं बनाई ठीक है आपने जाके वो रेसिपीज ट्राई आउट नहीं कराए आपने रेसिपीज नहीं बना के आपने लोगों को टेस्ट नहीं कराया लोगों ने कुछ खरीदा नहीं तो आप इन्वेस्टर को जाके क्या बोलोगे कि मैंने तो जी मैं स्ट्रॉबेरी आइसक्रीम बनाऊंगा उससे थोड़ी कोई फर्क पड़ता है दैट इज कॉल्ड बूटस्ट्रैपिंग figure out how will you use your own money and not go to an investor. An investor will actually respect you more for that. Okay? So, who's going to go and research on what is ONDC today? Good? My job is done. Any questions?
No questions here? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Can we be a little more awake and make it a little warmer? Good afternoon, please. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. That sounds more pleasant now. Okay, now I'll make it short and I'll make it crisp. And I want each one of you, being an entrepreneur, maybe not right away, but in future, sometime or the other. But one needs to start thinking. Like we started, what is it that is required to be an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur? We begin with an idea. There were a lot of ideas that were discussed. How do we get an idea and where do we, what is it that one needs to do to create an idea? We see this in our daily lives. We need to identify, we need to see the keywords and what is it that can be done and how it can be done. I am sure all of us are full of ideas. We just need to start thinking how to monetize. You know the big old saying, कि बनिए की दुकान खुलती है तो it is the aim is to make money. So any business there, out there, is to make money. If it is not making money, it is not a real business. It could initially not make money and be profitable over a period of time, but it has to have something which is required by the market. Now once you've started any business, irrespective of what kind of business you're looking at, once you've got a business, what is it that one needs to do? Any idea that one has, what is it one needs to do is to start executing it. Now what is required for the execution? Like very rightly Rahul was just explaining, that we have a product, how do we sell it, where do we sell it? What are the things that can be done? I mean, there are platforms that offer you, like if you go onto Amazon, you do get a certain footprint on your product because it's got that kind of traction on its platform, right? So what is it that is required to execute your idea? One is, the first thing is team. So how good the team should be. Now everyone cannot be good in everything, like I believe in that. So you've got to create a team. Supposing you are a techie, then you probably need someone else for marketing. If you are a marketing person, you need someone else for product, whatever it is. So there is a requirement of a team. The team should not be too big to begin with, because otherwise there will be too many conflicts. We all need to do more than what we are supposed to do. The work begins. Don't be in a hurry to become a unicorn. Being a unicorn should not be the aim. If you become a unicorn, it's very nice, but creating a legacy, that is what is required. How does one create a legacy? By ensuring that my clients are happy, my products are good, my services are great, everything, all the loose ends are met. definitely there will be a constant growth in the business. Faster is something that will think of later. As I normally see, everybody who thinks of an idea today in the younger generation always thinks, "See, who's going to give me the funds for this? Where will I get the money to start this?" A lot of businesses have begun, especially if you see services and things like this. They did not require a lot of money. I mean, I remember Siddham Murthy gave just 10,000 bucks to Mr. Narayan Murthy to start his emphasis company. That was the contribution. So it was completely bootstrapped. Nobody went for funding in the initial stages. So you understand that one should not be aiming to get the funding from the word go. Create yourself to be so strong that let the funds chase you. I want to invest into your company. I actually want to buy your equity. Let that be the kind of image that you create in the market. Now, what are the ways to create that image? One is that you show a good penetration in the market, a good fast growth. So look at businesses, look at the opportunities which are low hanging and which can be monetized faster. Look at the services that are actually available in the market which you can exploit, make use of, and then do that. Don't try to reinvent the wheel again and again and again. It doesn't make sense. There are a lot of services which are available, like ONDC, like Amazon, like a lot of other platforms. They're giving you every kind of opportunity depending on the kind of business that you want to get. Okay, and when you've got a certain penetration and a certain revenue, you will realize that there would be a lot of challenges that come on the way. But you will also find solutions to overcome those challenges because thanks to the world that you guys are living in, your work has done a lot of offerings in the market which can be used by any of the young entrepreneurs and can have a great impact penetration on anything that you want to do. And the revenue generation becomes easier. Maybe you're burning money initially, it doesn't matter, but then that's the time when you see that it can be implemented, you have actually mapped out what could be the potential of this business. That is the time when you should look at it and go into the funds. Because the funds also, like if you see the entire history of VCs in this country, initially they did give money even on a paper concept. But the VCs today do not want to give money on a paper concept. They want to see three things. What is the scalability of the project or the company that you're trying to do? The second thing is how much of your skill is in the game. How much time, effort, money have you put in of your own to actually justify the right thing? And the third thing is what is the penetration of the market capture that you've already done. So these are little things that you have to be making sure. And also make sure that you create entry barriers for others. When I use the word entry barriers for others, I'm not saying that you can take on the 100% market, but you can create a solution in your own business which is difficult for somebody else to enter that particular market. And another way of creating an entry barrier is by aligning with your competitors. So you can actually work out, that in this market you give me this service, in the other market I give you this service. The competition can be in two different markets or could be in the same market on different products and services. There is a possibility to create a strategic alliance between the two companies and make sure that each one of you grows along with the other. Right? So these are the main things that one has to do. And then if your idea is good, your implementation is good, your growth has got a high potential, there is no reason why somebody would not want to have a bite of your share. So they would love to invest money into you, and that is the way to take it. So what I would request all of you to actually create a great idea and make sure that you also implement it well so that people are enticed to actually follow it. Zomato happened. It did very well. A new idea in this market. Swiggy happened. That also did very well. But don't try to keep repeating what has already been done. When you've got to think of something, don't think of the word disrupt. I mean, that's a new word that is really catching everyone's mind. Disruption, all right, has to disrupt the market, it has to be this, it has to be that. Maybe you could do something absolutely original, which is not disrupting the existing market, but is creating a new convenience to the market. It could be, like I said, B2B, B2C, B2G, it could be anything. So that's how one needs to think of it. But before you get into doing anything, please do a research well enough to see whether there is a need of that product or service in the market and who could be using it. Those are the basic things that one needs to think. And after that, it's a cakewalk for everyone. All the best. Any questions?
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Ms. Veena. So, good afternoon, everybody. I guess I'm thinking what is left, right? So, my esteemed panelists have pretty much spoken everything about entrepreneurship, right? So, I'm thinking, guys, if you all have another 40 minutes, we can play a quick game. Okay? So, let's divide the hall into 12 people each, group of 12. And each one of you come up with an idea and execution steps in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And really, whoever comes up with a creative idea either can say, okay, I will mentor that group and I will also put money into that idea. Or you can choose to say that give us enough money to have a good party in the evening. Choice is yours. Do you want to play this or do you want me to give you a speech? Choice is yours. Right? Alright, let's get into a group of 12 each, guys. And you have only 10 minutes to come up with your idea and the execution steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've spoken pretty much everything. There's nothing for me to talk.
Hey, come on, guys, break up and create.
Break up quickly, 10 minutes only, guys. We don't have more than 10 minutes. So, आगे पीछे वाले यार 12 का ग्रुप बना लो फटाफट.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Sir, just a second. Here, they won't leave. So, Rahul sir and ma'am will be leading us. So, thank you so much for your valuable time and your session. It was great to have you guys here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we're sorry, but
No worries.
it sounds
Thank
very
you.
exciting. I would love to be a part of this game.
Thank you.
But I have to.
Alright, guys, 10 minutes quickly. Let's get into groups, guys. जल्दी जल्दी बनाओ फिर 12 के. Whoever is not part is not going to get to be part of it. इधर आ जाओ यार, खाली है. 5 6 6 इधर आ जाओ. Come on, guys. You all here want to be entrepreneurs. This is the first step. It's basic as it can get. Be part of a group, talk about an idea.
Guys, please be seated at your seats.
I mean, there's one group that can come this side. This is all seats empty, guys. 12 people can come this side, discuss. So nobody overhears your ideas. Come on.
Students, please be quiet.
They can discuss. Cannot be quiet. They have to discuss. But big groups, guys, don't sit. If you're not part of it, you don't get to win.
Can I see the groups? Can the groups raise their hand? That's the group, okay? I see one group.
That's it.
Second group, okay. Group
Guys,
number
and the
3.
third.
Where is group number 3? Okay, here. Group number 4. Backstage, alright. Group number 5, anyone from that side? Alright.
Guys, discuss.
एक माइक दे
अभी आने वाले हूँ कहीं चले गए अभी आएंगे
Getting very jittery when when it was a monologue, then they were not interested. Now they have to pay attention. That's not. Just let them know that one of them has to make a presentation regarding the concept and how they'll go about it, right?
Yes. So each group will have to nominate a leader to come and present the idea here. And you get 3 minutes and then questions from me.
आप लोग कोई ग्रुप में नहीं हो ज्वाइन कर लो जाओ ज्वाइन वो ज्वाइन
Guys, you're here for entrepreneurship. This is.
You have to replace I with V.
Yes. कोई भी ग्रुप ज्वाइन करो यार.
जस्ट गो आस्क पूछ लो जाके
Ready?
Group number, can I know the group number 1? So group number 1 leader, right? Come this way.
All your.
Okay, all the group members assemble near the stage.
Come sit in the front two rows so we know who the group members are. That way later on nobody gets added. Just sit. Just sit so we know which group is which. 3 more minutes, guys. Two more minutes, guys.
Okay, the first one, please come to stage.
Alright, guys. Identify your leaders who's going to come and present also here.
The first group is MBA first year.
And then, apart from me, I need you also, ma'am, as a judge. Please.
Primarily the BBA students. Just
No, but
one-
still, that's simulating. Have a discussion.
Afternoon, everyone.
I mean, I could have given half an hour speech and would have done no good to them.
That's the
May I start? क्योंकि
Silence, please, guys.
थिंग इज कि मुझे तुम लोगों से ही सोचना है, देखना है कि आइडिया वर्क करेगा कि
Silence, silence, please, guys.
सैंपल फॉर मी our group. So the idea is it's a like marketplace or market space in both online, offline. So we are making a platform on which we will sell too many things, a collection of things actually. Like first we'll gifts, jewelry, and the cultural things. Cultural thing इसका मेल होगा कि हर किसी स्टेट का एक हर किसी स्टेट का अपना अपना फोक का अपनी अपनी चीजें होती है. मैं कश्मीर से हूँ, हमारा फैरन होता है, कांगड़ी होता है, एंड पंजाब टर्बन, एंड इफ वी टेक द साउथ द लुंगी, वो सब ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल होगा. किसी को कहीं पे जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. एंड इट कैन गो इंटरनेशनली, क्योंकि बाहर के लोगों को ज्यादातर इसमें इंटरेस्ट है कि इंडिया डाइवर्सिफाइड कंट्री है, तो दे कैन ऑर्डर अ लुंगी ऑन ऑनलाइन. एंड आल्सो इन फ्यूचर अगर काम हुआ if possible, so we can make it into interiors, online interior consulting, and अभी तो इंडिया में सिर्फ एक प्लेटफॉर्म है, द मेन प्लेटफॉर्म IGP गिफ्ट साइट. सो वो हैंडमेड गिफ्ट्स, कस्टमाइज्ड गिफ्ट्स, वो बहुत बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म है उसका. तो दैट्स द मेन कंपटीटर ऑफ अस.
Okay. How will you go about execution? And then I'll critique your idea. So execution steps.
Execution steps first we'll go digitally. Yes, and we'll make a team, a website, and we will do a white labeling. We will get the goods from the retailers or wholesale dealers, and we'll act as a the mediators. Yes.
So I think, I like the fact that the ethnic wear specific, like an Indian ethnic wear platform is good, right? I think that's definitely a little bit has uniqueness to it. The only other thing is how will you go about getting the manufacturers or small shopkeepers to come onto the platform?
Like see, obviously like जो एक state है, एक state में उसके customers उसी state के होते हैं. Like if we provide them an online platform, it will be a nationwide or internationally. Why wouldn't they choose to sell products nationally or internationally?
So what would be your first marketing plan? First steps towards marketing?
First step, we'll deal in it's the second step actually. Like we will deal in first we got a neon lights in there. Neon का भी एक digital platform है that's called something something called neon. वो एक platform है खाली जो neons में deal करता है throughout India online.
Okay.
Yes, so we are also providing the services of neon lights to deliver to the customer.
Okay. And इसमें जो आप MVP बनाएंगे, so you know what MVP is, right? Minimum viable product. So usually when you have an idea, you start with a minimal viable product in which you say that I am going to build a platform that can basically onboard a seller. A customer can come in, buy and make a payment, right? And you don't have a lot of the bells and whistles around it. And that's what you take to angel investors or VCs. So it's a minimal viable product. That's a first step towards building a platform like this. Okay. Ma'am, ask the question.
As so very rightly asked, who do you think would be the target audience of this particular platform? Are we targeting upon the foreigners? Or are we targeting upon the domestic consumers? If so, then what would be the league of consumers? That has to be very clear in your mind because you're talking specifically about the ethnic wear, no? And we are trying to promote Indian ethnic wear. So,
not ethnic wear, but there are different products. So that's why it's a mixed market, platform where we can target the different minds, different section of the public.
But you need to have a unique selling proposition to it, no? You cannot have a generic idea.
Amazon exists today, right?
Yes,
and
Amazon.
You cannot compete with Amazon.
Yes,
right?
we cannot compete.
So
with
you have to come up with a category that is
A
very
kind of a
specific.
niche that would be
niche,
Right about
niche
that.
target. Yes, exactly. We are working on it.
fair enough.
Thank you.
Let's move towards group 2. Group 2 is ready. Where's group 2? Let's do group 2.
Middle guys,
Group 2 in the middle.
in the middle.
Yeah, you
Yes,
guys.
come please. Whoever is ready, please come up.
Whoever is ready can
Guys,
come.
the first
Group
group
there.
backwards and we'll.
Are you people ready for it?
Come to the front.
Acha. What about you guys? हो गया?
Group 2, please
Good,
come forward.
good job, guys.
चलो आ जाओ.
Nobody was. Guys, 10 minutes is
Are
up.
you ready? Group 3,
Whoever you can
are
call.
you guys ready? You are? Okay. And the first. Group members, please be seated at the front and the leader can come on the stage.
Okay, sir. So my idea is like we have Zomato app and Swiggy. It's instant delivery for food. So like that, we want to make a app that has instant delivery for clothes. Like for example, Delhi का हमने लिया है example. तो दिल्ली में हमने एक ऐप बनाई कि दिल्ली रीजन में हमने लोकेशन दिल्ली डाली. तो दिल्ली में जितने भी स्टोर्स हैं जो क्लोथ्स वगैरह वो करते हैं एंड कस्टमर्स जो अपने कुछ स्टोर्स होते हैं जो पसंद होते हैं कि वहीं जाके बाय करना पसंद करते हैं. तो हमें अगर कहीं कोई इवेंट में जाना है और हमें जल्दी कपड़े चाहिए उसी टाइम पे, तो ऐसी ऐप बनाए कि उसमें अपनी ऐप में हम सारे स्टोर्स के नाम डालेंगे एंड फिर उसके अंदर उनके पास क्या क्या क्लोथ्स अवेलेबल हैं वो उसमें सारे होंगे एंड देन हमें वो सिलेक्ट करके वो विद इन एन आवर वो हमारे पास आ जाएगी ड्रेस. दिस इज आवर आइडिया.
Okay, execution steps.
Execution steps.
So, like we can start by going to connecting small stores nearby. It could be around like 10 to 15 kilometers range. We will connect different stores which are nearby, and we can contact them, click photos and do photography, and we can we will make app and then we will like. Okay.
Do you see any operational difficulties there? You're saying that within 1 kilometer, 1 hour periphery, how will you locate the stores? How will you like bring the two parties together on one platform?
First, we will research about it, like how like Blinkit are like operating. We can see like they are like delivering groceries in limited time, like 30
first we'll
minutes.
make a deal ke how much interest they want from our app and how much we want from that.
So we have created this idea just in 5 minutes, so we don't have like more steps. Okay, like yeah. But this is our idea.
No, thank you. Idea is good. I will critique it in a couple of ways.
Yeah.
First of all, right, anything you guys think, it has to be built,
Yeah.
right? So you can't say that I'm going to do an app for within 10-15 mile radius. Two, clothes is not something that really one says it's probably last 10 years I have felt only once that if I had something that I could order right away, from a store to wear. So it's not a need that people will have on a daily basis, right? So the traffic will be less. But the girls,
There are different generations, sir. They would be requiring it now.
So our name is also
quick trip. Then the other challenge is, keeping the inventory catalog updated. Because you have to make sure that the shopkeeper always can keep his or her inventory updated.
A lot of real-time data is required, just the way Uber works, no?
The group member, please stand up. Take the
I
mic.
forgot that I'm not having black socks under a black suit. So I would prefer that I would get a socks within 10 to 15 minutes. So that's something that I'm a one person in an individual area. It's such a big area, such a big city. So it's very difficult that you can see it's very difficult for any person to have such a problem at such a time. And there are so many people going to marriages or any parties. It's a fast growing fashion. You can forget a bow, you don't have a bow under tuxedo. So you would want one gets a bow at a black suit or a black bow.
That too instantly.
So you more saying it's again, as I said, it's more like a delivery service, right? Yes. I mean, there's no value add per se here. You're not adding any value except delivery. So it's more like a delivery idea, right?
For clothes, but we don't have like this.
So we are solving the problem of forgetting, we are solving the problem for me.
But let me ask this, right? I mean, can this be $1 billion idea?
Sir, eventually it will take time, sir.
Yes.
It's not a need that.
No, Zepto and Blinkit have done that. Like
Yes,
before,
sir.
it was not a
Blinkit,
need.
see, grocery is something one needs every day, right? It's an everyday need. But going to parties or yes.
I have a question for that.
Uh-huh.
Do you क्या आपको पता है मीशो की हिस्ट्री क्या थी? How it was started? Previously it was known as fashion. It was the fashion industry, Zomato of fashion industry. They also tried it, but they did not succeed. They changed their business policies plans because it was not a successful model.
Who is owning Blinkit?
I was talking about a fashion industry, not a
Okay. I think so that's the thing, right? Is as I said, right? Because a lot of these mom pop stores that you want as your retailers, right? They'll have to literally have one person keep updating the catalog. That's always been a challenge, right? Yeah, payments I can understand, delivery I can understand, but always also understand that the business at some point has to be profitable. So these are the things that one has to keep in mind when you're doing a startup. that at some point you have to get profitable, not in the initial beginning. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Group 3. Group 2, are you ready? Group 2. If Group 2 is ready, please come on first. No, that was Group 3. Group 2 said they need time. So, are you guys ready? Come on first.
You guys come in front, sit down. Let him.
You guys come and sit down. Please.
She makes the best money. I'm going to start a food business around it.
Okay, so Mohammed Ameed has his own idea. He is alone, without a group.
I'm just basically come here for the idea.
Okay.
Which is good. So basically I have two ideas for Jamia Hamdard. So as we can see कि हमें एक डिपार्टमेंट से दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट में जाने में बहुत दिक्कत होती है. तो आई एम थिंकिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक bicycles for this. Basically it help us to reach where we want to reach. Yeah, for the hostlers basically. Who are the hostlers here? Anyone? Thank you. This is my first idea, and the second idea is most of the restaurants which are having in Jamia Hamdard same food. We are tired of this. We want something to a restaurant, something like, so we can do better. We can eat better for them.
No, I think, thank you, Amit. Sorry, I'll be a little, criticful on that. It's, great suggestion in terms of how do you make life better at Jamia Hamdard.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting Jamia Hamdard.
It's not as I said, a startup idea that you would get a lot of, people to fund you or do this. But again, it's a great idea. Within the university, I think it makes students' life better and easier. So if that was the question, definitely you would have won.
I'm thinking of that. It's all about Jamia Hamdard.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ameed. Group 2 is the leader. Where is the leader? Come on, stage.
Somebody has to come and present.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
So we have two ideas. First is
Only one idea.
okay,
Sorry,
one idea.
the best one.
So 80%, 85% of the people are in rural areas. Agriculture. So India holds the record of second largest agriculture land in the world. So हमारा idea ये है कि हम mini tractors बना सकते हैं क्योंकि ज़्यादातर जो farmers हैं उनके पास less than 2 hectares हैं, तो उनके जो land होते हैं वो बहुत कम होते हैं और tractor की जो cost होती है नॉर्मल की वो होती है 6 to 10 lakhs, बट हम मिनी ट्रैक्टर की कॉस्ट होगी 2 लाख से. तो उनके लिए हम ये एक आइडिया क्रिएट कर सकते हैं जिससे फार्मर्स को इजीली एग्रीकल्चर इम्प्रूव होगी, उनकी प्रोडक्टिविटी भी और उनको हेल्प भी होगी अपने लैंड में. सेकेंड आइडिया.
No, that's one. Only one chance. Yeah.
I have an individual idea. Like अभी हमने देखा है कि सीरिया और टर्की में इतने earthquakes आए हैं, thousands of people have died. So we can produce medical drones in which medicines can be delivered to them, and yeah, it can be beneficial for the business as well. And like in remote areas such as tribal people can also receive help from them. So that is a different. I think that will be a good initiative.
Okay. So, thank you on your idea on now the tractor, right? I think you got your facts right, and India definitely is an agriculture economy. We do need the mini tractors, but I don't know if you are aware, a lot of the manufacturers today, everybody does manufacturing for these mini tractors, right? And these are established brands like Sonalika, Eiser and all these guys, John Deere. So how do you compete against that?
So they are making it very. They are making for their profit. Their budget is 3 to 4 lakh. But
They have small ones that are about 2 lakhs as well.
So we can. तो हम अपना बजट कम कर सकते हैं.
But if they are such a big group, they manufacture at scale. How will you manufacture cheaper than them?
सर कंपटीशन है, कंपटीशन में तो जाना पड़ेगा.
जाना तो पड़ेगा, but if let's say your cost of manufacturing is 3 lakhs, how can you sell it for 2 lakhs?
Manufacturing cost is 2.50 lakh around. Will be 2.50.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think your idea is good.
Thank you, sir.
It's but I think again I would say that literally today in India, even in the rural places or everywhere, right? You do have all these chemist shops that are open, but definitely this idea is good in case we have national calamity.
Medicines to remote areas, which are just like even tribal people can get help from them. And like what is happening in Syria and Afghanistan, they are not getting help. Although they are Instagram platforms, we are providing funds. So yeah, that would be of really help. Like they will get help, and I think that is.
Definitely, I agree. Whenever there's either flooding or earthquake, those times definitely I think this business
should be there.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Group 2. Group 4, are you guys ready? Where's Group 4? Okay. I request Group 2 to please move backwards and Group 4 to please come in front.
All your group guys?
At the first row.
Who's your group member?
Only 2 guys are there.
No sir, basically it's here. Okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. We want to start our thrift company. Basically, all of you must have known what is thrift company. A company selling second-hand clothes in good condition. For this generation Z, as many young people are buying thrift, like they want Jordans or basically jackets from like Gucci and all. We will like buy these clothes from the seller who are giving like they are in good condition. Basically, they are like sustainable, eco-friendly, and affordable to all. Like mostly, like I come from the middle class, and I want like Jordans, high Jordans, like, but they cost like 23K a new pair. But in thrift store, you can get them for 11K or 8K. So like this generation that is very like it is. Some people are think it's shameful, but some not. So we want to take funds. This is my group member, and we will create a team.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon. So there is another idea which is defected customizable store. We will pick a defected product from any high brand production store of clothes basically and factory. Then we will design it in a funky way. And then the new generation, as you know, it's all attractive product. We can customize the defective product.
Group only one idea.
It's
extension to that.
It's a merged idea. It's a merged idea. We can use in one store only.
It's a combination for thrift store and a refurbished store.
Yeah, refurbished and thrift store. So I want some high brand production store. Those have some defectible products. So we can recustomize them and we can sell them on our thrift store in some low prices, which will be attractive to the Gen Z, and they will also, I think they will like them, and it will be a low price product also.
Basically, a defected industry outlet.
And for the execution,
we will create our social media site. Like for example, we will create an account on Instagram. We will have a talk with like Instagram influencers. We will provide giveaways. We will post something like our clothes. That's how we will promote our material.
And we can also make our website, and then we will Google ads and ad marketing and all. And we can also hire some social media influencers who have good followers, and we can give them a giveaway, and then they will create a reel or they will promote our product on their story, and they basically जो उनके पास मतलब की कम्युनिटी होगी वो बेसिकली वही होगी जो थोड़ा फंकी डिजाइन या जेंट्स की तरीके के क्लोथ्स फॉलो करती होगी. तो हम अगर उन्हें अपना प्रमोट करेंगे तो आई थिंक उनकी कम्युनिटी हमारा प्रोडक्ट परचेज करने में हेल्प करेगी.
आप पहले स्टोर खोलेंगे कि प्लेटफॉर्म would it be on digital or will it be?
Our digital store.
Digital. So all online.
Online. And we will also the delivery time. We will do home delivery now.
Somebody buys.
It's an e-commerce kind of store.
Okay. And then
I can also make website for that as I am a coder, and I will make a website for that, and then a social media site, and then a Facebook site, and then a promotion on ad marketing, Google Ads, Google AdWords, and.
तो इसको स्टार्ट करने के लिए आपको कितनी फंडिंग चाहिए?
Approximately 50k, 80k, 70k.
I think 80k.
For a start.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Group 4.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I request Group 4 members to move backwards.
All
Group
right.
5,
Group 5, guys, quickly please.
This is the last group. We have to end the session. I request all the members to sit in the first row. Leader, please come on the stage.
The whole group, please come in front.
Guys, come at the first row.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Sir, I have one idea. We have two giant food aggregators. They have captured 60 to 70% of market share. You know, this is Swiggy and Zomato.
Yes.
सर जब हम ऑर्डर करते हैं तो स्विगी से हम ऑर्डर करते हैं सर, एक तरफ थर्ड पार्टी है, ये रेस्टोरेंट से हमारा ऑर्डर पिकअप करते हैं और रेस्टोरेंट को ये सर कुछ इंटरेस्ट देते हैं, मतलब नहीं कमीशन लेते हैं, कमीशन बेस्ड होता है बिजनेस। तो सर जो कॉस्ट होती है, जो हम ऑर्डर वगैरह जो भी करते हैं, मतलब कुछ भी फूड ऑर्डर करते हैं, तो सर वो कॉस्ट जो होती है सर, अगर हम रेस्टोरेंट पे जाएंगे तो ये जो ऑनलाइन मंगाते हैं सर, हम ऑर्डर करते हैं, इस कॉस्ट ज़्यादा होती है क्योंकि सर ये टैक्स देना होता है, जीएसटी देनी होती है, वो तो ऑफलाइन भी देनी होती है। बट ये सर डिलीवरी चार्ज जो होता है मेन सबसे ज़्यादा सर कॉस्ट जो होती है हाई चली जाती है। तो इसको मुझे इस थर्ड पार्टी को रिप्लेस करना है। इसको मुझे रिप्लेस करने के लिए मैं अपने ही रेस्टोरेंट खोलूँगा। और रेस्टोरेंट हैं जैसे डोमिनोज वगैरह हो गए, सब हो गए, ये भी करते हैं ऑनलाइन, ये हम स्विगी जोमेटो पे मिलते हैं, बट ये भी डिलीवरी चार्ज करते हैं। बट मैं अपना ही रेस्टोरेंट खोलूँगा और मैं फ्री डिलीवरी करूँगा। अब आप मुझे सर यू शुड आस्क मी क्वेश्चन। तो when I deliver,
so इतने सारे रेस्टोरेंट्स ऑलरेडी आज हैं मार्केट में, राइट?
यस सर।
आपके रेस्टोरेंट पे आके मैं क्यों कहूँगा या क्यों मंगाऊंगा आपसे?
Sir, I will be deliver the food, deliver free. There is no cost. I will deliver on free, sir.
बट आप खाना डिलीवरी कॉस्ट देके ऑर्डर नहीं करते ना?
Yes.
आप खाना टेस्ट के हिसाब से ऑर्डर करते हैं। मुझे जो खाना है मैं वही ऑर्डर करूंगा ना। डिलीवरी कॉस्ट है कि नहीं है, दैट डजंट मैटर, राइट? अगर मेरे को बिरयानी खानी है, चिकन बिरयानी, तो मैं आसपास देखता हूँ भाई बेस्ट चिकन बिरयानी किसकी है, वहां से ऑर्डर करता हूँ, चाहे वो 50 रुपए कॉस्ट ले लेगी, 60 ले ले या 40 ले ले। तो इस बेसिस पे आप बिजनेस मॉडल को कैसे?
सर मैं इसको ऑनलाइन, आई विल बी इंट्रोड्यूस बोथ ऑनलाइन एंड ऑफलाइन सर।
ठीक है, thank you. So the only thing guys I'll make is out of this is the first thing, right? The product has to be good, that the customer needs. There has to be some differentiation in your product. That is critical. Tops 20 years back costed so much. Today, it's come down so much, right? So there is no real differentiation there. So the product has to be good. You need to know your customers, what your customer segment wants. कि भाई आपके customer को चाहिए क्या? That's something. So your product has to be designed around that. And then the ease of delivery and service has to be good.
Thank you.
So thank you guys.
So that's a wrap.
Okay.
End of the session.
The only thing I'm saying is, sorry guys, I didn't mean to be rude, but I just asked some tough questions. What you might face in real world when you go to, raise funds and stuff like that. So I think the judges here have decided that the team with the thrift store idea is the winner here.
Group number 4.
So as promised in the beginning, I'll leave my number here with ma'am. If you guys do decide to start and you want 80K in funding, I will write that check to you guys. Or if you guys not willing to execute, I will. How many team members are there? 12. So I'll send 60K for each of you to get 5K and enjoy the party. So choice is yours. Alright? Any questions, guys? I hope you had fun. Enjoyed it, right? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Grace, sir.
Thank you.
That was an absolute encouragement for the kids.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us your valuable time. And this is like first time that sir is there and he's actually I have your number.
मेरा नंबर ले लो, मेरे को बता दो and just send me a message. आप इनसे बात कर लेना.
Ma'am already is aware of you.
98 157. Thank you so much. Thank you. No, thank you.
हमसे ज़्यादा तो बच्चों में आपको
कभी भी if you guys
keep on doing
part of any incubation or anything, when we come in and be part of it, I'm happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Sir, का hamper
Thank you guys.
Thank you all. You may PBA 6th semester, section C, please be seated. Rest can move. Section C, 6th semester. RF sir will be taking your attendance.
Let's go over.